You are Locked On Golden Gophers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Minnesota on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Gophers get routed in Iowa as Floyd of Rosedale. He stays with Iowa for the 10th time in 11 years now. 41-3. That's your final today. Gophers moved to 5-3 on the year. Thanks for stopping by. We got your full deep dive, all the instant reaction you can handle with your Golden Gophers postcast right here on the Locked On Sports Minnesota Network. Your team every day. Luke Inman at Luke_Spinman. Ron Johnson, Gophers Hall of Famer, Gophers legend. Follow him on X at 3Ron Johnson. And check him out each and every Tuesday, by the way, on the Ron Johnson Show right here on the Locked On Sports Minnesota YouTube page and wherever you find your podcasts. Ron, lots to get into. Biggest turning point from today, what we'll be talking about tomorrow, plus a little sneak peek at next week's matchup versus Michigan State. Just off the top, though, Gophers coming in 5-2, fresh off easily their best win, their best game, their best top-to-bottom team performance of the season, beating up Dylan Raiola and the Cornhuskers, with 9 sacks last week. So to see them come out just so flat, get routed in just every facet of the game the way they did. Obviously, such a big disappointment because you really thought, okay, 5 games left. Maybe they can build some momentum, start to heat up, and stack some wins together. Obviously not the case. Pick 6, punt return for a touchdown by Iowa. No Darius Taylor, which we'll get into. You could feel that from the get-go. Only 18 rushing yards for the team. 0 explosive plays in the passing game. Defense really couldn't do anything to stop this kind of new look Iowa offense with that new quarterback as well. But knee-jerk reaction, right? Complete team kind of debacle top to bottom. What's your knee-jerk reaction fresh after this one just ended, 5-10 minutes ago? What did we learn, I guess, about the Gophers today, and where do we go from here?
That's it. That's all we learned. Nothing. We have nothing. We can move on. We can move on to – for those not watching, that's what I was going to tell you, Luke. Make sure you tweet out the link so I can retweet this so people can join the show. But,
yes, sir.
When you think about this, like I could have covered my face the rest of the show and just I don't even want to be a part of that. Like, I don't even want to, it is extremely painful when you see that. One, leaving the offense out there the whole game, the announcers kind of said, it looks like PJ's like, you got us into this, you get us out of it. Like, you're going to go through this, you're going to feel the pain of this whole game. I'm not putting backups in. I'm not, you, the line, the quarterback, you guys are going to stay out there and learn from this. One, standing on the field, maybe watching Iowa to go get their pig and keep it there. A painful memory, kind of like Patrick Mahomes, when he watched the confetti come down. Stephon Diggs watching the confetti come down, which it never worked for him. Josh Allen watching the confetti come down, still hasn't worked for him either. But Patrick Mahomes, it did work for him. Jalen Hurts, I remember Jalen Hurts, actually, that one really worked out. He watched Mahomes, I think, with the confetti, and then, follow up the next year, he ends up winning the Super Bowl. So when you talk about painful memories, this is one of them. 3 interceptions. Darius Taylor getting hurt. Can we blame it on that? No, it wasn't enough. It wasn't close enough to say, man, if they just had Darius Taylor, that gets them over the hump.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating when you see it going south. And Michael's right. You know what? Michael, you're right that we did learn that some of the old Gopher tendencies came out, but they're still not the same old Gophers. The team still has the ability to make plays. They just Drake Lindsey just wanted it too much. He threw too many balls into trouble. He the deep ball to the tight end. That's not your guy down the field to throw a 50-50 ball to. And that's where it showed where a 6'3", 6'2" receiver, Rashad Bateman type, they don't have that right now. They don't have a guy they can just go to and say, let's do this. Now, again, could Darius Taylor have ate up some of that clock? Could he have stopped them and put them in more favorable, third down situations? Yeah, but nobody knows what's going on with him. He was in. No report of what hurt. So, we'll see next week as the report comes out, maybe, because they have to do an injury report leading up to the other game. Hopefully it was something simple, maybe a little, because they took his helmet away. So usually that means his head hit the ground, maybe. Maybe there's something on the front end. We didn't see a head-to-head, a helmet-to-helmet type thing where he kind of got woozy and they took the helmet from him. Because even with an ankle, they usually keep your helmet. Okay, keep your helmet on. Let's see if you can go back up. Usually helmet is upper body, head, neck area. So I just wonder, because you did see people fall on them. Was there some type of head injury we didn't see? But knee-jerk reaction, man, it was bad. Like it was one of those things where you just want it to be over. Like I think at 31, because when they kicked the field goal, again, I get it, take some points, moral victory. You didn't get shut out by Iowa. But at that point, it's just like, man, let's end this thing. Like it's almost like watching the Titanic. The ship's going down. Just bring on the water, man. Like get off this door. Rose, let him sink. Move on. Let's go. Like bring the water on. Sink
Cue
the boat.
the music. Cue Celine Dion right there, and cue those graphics for sure. Let's get into the biggest turning point from today.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I don't know, man. Probably could go a couple different directions here. This one obviously felt like it was over pretty early. You can go all the way back to the first quarter. You're down 10-0. It's time to dig your heels in, man. You're down 10-0 in Iowa. No momentum yet. You got to show some life. You got to put some sort of drive together. And instead, Drake Lindsey throws a pick six on the very first play. Thought he had a wheel route there, one-on-one, and props to the Iowa safety, made a great play, kind of baited Drake Lindsey into throwing that. All of a sudden, it's 17-0. Crowd is erupting. Gophers, again, zero momentum on their side. That felt like a massive turning point. Thoughts on that, and I guess your biggest turning point from today. When was it? Why?
Yeah, mine was I did feel like the pick six, man. Again, games aren't won and lost by one play, but that was very deflating. Like, and not only deflating, they had him in his grasp after the interception, and then he still gets into the end zone. I will say you're dead on. Like he saw man coverage off the motion. So I always talk about motion for information, motion for impact. The information he was given on the motion was, oh, they're following him. It's man. The impact was Iowa switching to some type of like over the top. They kept it like it was like a two-man almost. It was a man underneath with the too high safety look. And it's crazy. I broke it down in the pregame show, and Indiana took advantage of that, the two-man look. What did they do? They ran corner routes because the inside corner the inside corner covering is assuming, okay, I got inside help. So his outside leverage is going to set him up for the corner route, because all you do is you run straight up, you lean as if you're going to go corner to the post and then back to the corner. And every single time, most guys, that second stutter, they're going to go underneath to try to cut you off because they know they have over the top help, but they don't have underneath help. Boom, corner wide open. Indiana made a day on Iowa like that. Now, again, it was only like a 20-15 game, but those corner routes are like with the safeties like that. Corners are susceptible to that. And then underneath, you can run some type of underneath like Zorro return, shallow sit to an open hole. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Iowa, it felt like every time Drake Lindsey dropped back, they had the perfect coverage and the perfect rush. And it's just one. It's literally, I'm almost happy I don't have to get up and do Vikings game day live tomorrow because the Vikings played on Thursday. Because I wouldn't even want to deal, like if I had to be in a Gopher Stadium or Viking Stadium tomorrow to have to deal with like Iowa fans like excited about this win. Like I don't even want to be around. I'm not leaving the house probably.
Yeah,
like I don't want to leave the house tonight. I don't want to leave the house tomorrow. Like, see me on Tuesday. Like, I'll be out the house on Tuesday. But other than that, like, it's painful when you see that, because it's not only a loss, but as an alumni, it hurts because I got to deal with these fans. Like, I do not want to deal with Iowa fans. And now they're all going to fly their flags all happy for another year because they got the freaking pig.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Cash in some of that PTO, maybe clock out for a couple of days for sure. Hibernate in that man cave. We always talk about team stats, right? Mm-hmm. Every week we talk about a team stats. They play such a critical role in so many collegiate games week to week. What's one? Yeah, just give me one. Just start with one. What's the number one team stat that really stuck out today that kind of tells the story? Because obviously, it's all lopsided, outside of garbage time. Third down, for example, Gophers were 1 for 9 until that kind of garbage time, which, gosh, when do you even want to start calling it garbage time? But 1 for 9. Darius Taylor, though, again, he goes out on the first rush of the game, and it felt like the run game was just kind of history after that. He had 147 yards versus Nebraska last week. We were just showering him with praise last week. We know the impact he can have, and instead – Iowa outrushes them, 135 to just 18 yards. That feels like one of the big ones outside of the turnovers, which are always obvious. That too was totally lopsided at 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, rushing yards at 24 yards, that's the one that hurts. Like 24 gain yards and no sacks take away from that. But when you look at the 24 gain yards and you brought that up last week, they ran the crap out the ball against Nebraska. It looked like a night and day team. And again, is it Darius Taylor? Maybe. I mean, maybe we're not giving them enough credit that Darius Taylor is just that good, that when he's out, the Gophers have problems. And that's going to be the really problem when he leaves. Like, did they backfill? Do they have somebody in the waiting that can give them the same impact that Darius Taylor has given them? And if not, then it needs to become a true straight up Drake Lindsey, 4 to 5 receivers out there, 4 receivers, 1 tight end. And let me just pick this defense apart with my brain and my eyes and move guys around. Like, it just wasn't there tonight. Like, it wasn't there. It didn't look like it. So that's the one team stat for me. But the other one, man, that's perplexing is the fact that the defense held Iowa 4 for 12 on third down. When you're that successful on third down conversions, as far as the defense, you would think the game would be closer than this. And the 3 interceptions is what's part of that. Like, the 3 interceptions did not help their cause. The drop balls, I mean, I know that's not a team stat that's listed, but the number of drop balls by the Gophers, it's no wonder they lost.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Quick break. When we come back, don't go anywhere. Biggest pros, cons, quick little preview, Michigan State, and what we'll be talking about tomorrow. That's all coming up right after this. Quick reminder, today's episode brought to us by FanDuel. FanDuel, NFL season's here. FanDuel's making sure you're ready for kickoff with this can't-miss offer right now, new customers. You bet just $5. If your bet wins, you're getting $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. And why I love FanDuel, they got everything. Player props, same-game parlay, jumping in live as the action unfolds, my favorite. You name it, they got it. It's so quick, it's so easy, and it's the best way to add a little bit more enthusiasm, a little bit more juice to your Sundays. Are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app. Visit FanDuel.com today to get started. That's FanDuel.com. You're getting $300 in bonus bets guaranteed when you win your first $5 wager. So knowing all that, what we just kind of talked about and digested, again, you keep asking yourself, is it the Darius Taylor factor? I want to ask you, I want to kind of put you on the hot seat and have you pick one. Pie chart of blame. Who takes the biggest slice today for this disappointment? The offense, the defense, the special teams, Drake Lindsey, Darius Taylor getting hurt and the run game impact. What is it? Kind of rank your top 1, 2, 3 in order.
I mean, you can't say Darius Taylor getting hurt takes blame, but I mean, you can definitely put some blame on that, like the lack of explosiveness. Also, when you look at his ability to catch the ball, I expected like an extremely explosive offense with Darius Taylor and Fame Ejeboy on the field at the same time, because what that gives you is now they're going to go base coverages or base packages, and then Darius Taylor now can go flex out wide and have a linebacker covering him. That's what I was expecting. That's the type of day I was expecting. So the fact that he went out right away, like, my entire key to the game was just gone. I mean, my other key to the game was in the red zone. Gophers never really got there. Like, Iowa got there, but the Gophers never really got there. And another key, I think Justin Guard said, you got to stop the quarterback from running the ball. Didn't stop that either. So, like, everything you could do, but the blame first, yeah, you could say the injury. At the end of the day, the blame goes on everybody. Like, all 3 phases of the game, they lost. Special teams, offense, and defense. I will say, we'll talk about something a little bit later, but the chippiness of Iowa, too, it just was unmatched. Like, the Gophers, there was no hate in those players. Like, Iowa hated. You could tell. Like, somebody got punched in the groin. You punch somebody in the balls, you hit a receiver late that's untouched, you hit a quarterback late, no flags, no ejections. Maybe later the NCAA will go back and look and maybe suspend that kid if the Gophers turn that film in. Like, you can't punch somebody in the balls. Like, what are you doing? And so the fact that all that was happening, that's hate. Like, I hate you. I want to kill you. The Gophers just didn't have that same level of hate, it felt like.
Let's get into what we'll be talking about tomorrow morning.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So the A topic, I guess, tomorrow morning after watching this one unfold, again, you kind of just touched on it. Is it offense? Is it defense? Special team? Total team loss. Can't really pin it on one guy or one unit, even like you mentioned. Nobody won their battles. Didn't do enough today on any level. And again, it's one thing to lose, Ron. It's another thing to lose like that, especially, again, I'm going to keep going back to this, coming off such a great game, their best game of the year last week versus Nebraska, and Dylan Raiola, 9 sacks. So what should the A topic, I guess, be tomorrow morning? Or what will you be thinking about and kind of pondering from this one when you wake up?
Yeah, when I wake up, I'm gonna be thinking about what's next. Michigan State. Let's move on. Yeah. Let's just like Michigan State. I think they play at 6:00, right? Is that the time they play?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. So Michigan State tonight. I'm watching that because I moved on. Like literally, in 2 hours, I'm gonna have me a nice old or not 2 hours. In 1 hour, I'm gonna have me a nice old fashioned. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to do some Vikings updated stats. I'm going to get ready for Vikings Game Day Live. They're playing the Lions. This is a Michigan battle, by the way. You got Minnesota playing the Lions. Or sorry, Minnesota playing Michigan and the Vikings playing the Lions. So this is like a double Michigan versus Minnesota week. Hopefully it's 2 victories, but the Vikings might end up 3-5. And the Gophers, hopefully, I think this puts them, that'll put them at like 6-3. So if they win that game, they become bowl eligible. But yeah, this was just a flat out butt kicking. And that's what, like, I don't really know what I'm thinking about tomorrow. Besides that, this game was terrible, Luke. Like, I want to flush this thing. I like if Will Smith could show up with that flashy thing from Men in Black, that's what I want right now. Flash me.
Maybe we can order one on Amazon.
Like just
get here tomorrow.
All right, and then tell me like, hey, the Gophers ended up the game got called due to weather, so they're gonna postpone this to next year, and the winner of next year's game gets credit for 2 victories. Like, it did not happen. But I will say this though, in all seriousness, Luke. So the thing I'm going to be talking about is the lack of explosiveness without Darius Taylor. Like if this team can't win games without one guy, that's alarming. That's alarming to me. And that means if he can't go next week against Michigan State, he can't go against Oregon. Because last time he got hurt, he was out for 3 weeks. So again, if this is another one of those, like this is probably a 6-6, 7-5 season. Because or I hope that if they know he's out, then this week is a Drake Lindsey, let's spread everybody out and pass it. But that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. Like the fact that he went out and the offense could do nothing without Darius Taylor out there.
Is that what you've been most disappointed about? Obviously, nobody's blaming Darius Taylor for getting hurt, but just the fact that he hasn't been able to stay healthy enough to be on the field consistently week in and week out. Like when you think back to this team's preseason expectations coming into the year, I kind of keep going back to that because what he adds to this, not just running game, but entire offense, right? He sets up the play action. He helps out Drake Lindsey. He helps out Drake Lindsey in the passing game specifically too. The difference when he's out there versus when he's not, it's just so obvious. I know PJ Fleck said this week, they don't have the depth necessarily as some other kind of better teams do. So when one of their studs goes down, the drop off from a guy like him to the next guy, no disrespect on the backups, right? But the drop off, it's just almost like unmanageable when you start to play elite defenses like Iowa's was today. Is that kind of where your head goes to first as well? The run game, the health of DT, or what part of this team, I guess, has kind of been most disappointing, both today, but also as a whole this year?
Yeah, I mean, again, you can't blame injury on anybody. No. That's just what the game is about. But yeah, it's a little disappointing because this season was supposed to be like a Darius Taylor potentially being in the Doak Walker Award candidacy. You know, one of the top running backs in the country candidacy, one of the top leading running backs in the Big Ten for yard. Like all that is postponed. All that postponed. Michael was that Tafera? Like he's right. Like it did. It looked like they were in an alley getting into a fight, and some guys just curled up. Now, I'm not saying it because I know PJ left the guys out there because he wants to look on film and see who actually gave up and who was still giving their top effort no matter what the score was. Because that's the row the boat mantra. Like if you go back to row the boat, that's what it is. It's can you keep rowing even when it's feeling bad, even when you think there's a hole in your boat? Can you keep rowing? Can you trust in the process? And that's just another step in the trust in the process because, again, this is about building, blocks. This is about growing young men within this program. And can you keep fighting even though you're losing? Because if you give up, then that tells me about your character and who you are as a competitor. But yeah, you can't blame it on Darius Taylor, but it is frustrating. It's very frustrating because when you see the flashes of greatness against Nebraska and then you see, today, you're just like, goodness gracious, if he could just stay healthy, it's unfortunate. And he got hurt last year and the year before,
right.
It's It's been multiple years now, so it's a little
up.
frustrating. Yeah.
Injury fatigue for sure. Just disappointed. Again, nobody's fault for sure. Not blaming anyone. Just disappointed that he just can't stay healthy. 41-3. That's your final. They dropped to 5-3 on the year. Total no-show on this one. They fall apart all three phases. They just get routed. Floyd of Rosedale stays in Iowa for the 10th of the past 11 matchups. So not great. Huge shout out, though, to all you guys, all the everydayers out there that always make us your first listen. All you guys coming in the chat with us from game to game. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out all of Ron's work on X at 3Ron Johnson, plus all the great stuff he's always putting up over on the Ron Johnson Show each and every Tuesday. Michigan State up next. That's Saturday, another 2:30 start. Join us for that one. Should be a good one. Until then, Scott Umah, go Gophers. Signing out.